All right, what up, guys? So the season's been out for almost 2 weeks now. So I figured it was about time, ignoring all bugs and stuff, to just like go over the Spiritborn, the uniques, the aspects, and what I personally think needs to get changed. Now, I'm not gonna even pretend like Blizzard watches my videos, but it's just fun for me to do, to go through and be like, hey, what would I change on this to make it better or to balance it? Um, all of this I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is assuming that all bugs get fixed, because I understand that Vicious Shield makes everything broken right now. I understand that the way that Capel works with like resource cost reduction and stuff like that is bugged as well. But we're going to assume that they fix all of this stuff before next season and kind of go on what we have, right? Um, but anyway, we're going to start off with the uniques. Now, if there's not really anything about the unique that I personally feel like needs to be changed, we're just gonna kind of go over it. Um, but we're gonna start out with I can't pronounce this thing, but the one that's for like basic skills. So damage while healthy, I hate that. Like why the while healthy part? I loved when they took the giant pool of damage we had and like kind of compressed it down. I don't like the whole damage while healthy thing. Especially since it doesn't really even make sense with this. It's not like this is like some kind of barrier thing. It's just like, hey, look, we have all stats, CDR, follow through your basics, always, or they do increase damage and always hit with their third cast. Um, what's up with this damage while healthy part? So get rid of that. Just put flat damage on there. Instead of cooldown reduction, I would put like because this is your weapon slots. This is the only thing that you have that you can put this particular temper on, and that's the one where like you hit twice or cast twice. They've changed it around. Like your core skills don't cast twice; they hit twice, and some things do cast twice. I don't know. So like they should just, I think, take off cooldown reduction, because you're dealing damage with a basic attack, so your cooldown's only going to be for things like follow through. Um, I don't know, just stuff that's not your basic attack. All right, I'm trying to think of the name of stuff. I can't do it. I think that cooldown reduction, take it off, put on plus percentage chance to hit twice. I don't think you should do cast twice because of the thing that says in every third cast unleashes there's triple strikes. I think it just kind of goes against that. But so just put percentage chance for basic skills to hit twice. So secondly, we're gonna go loyalty's mantle. It's not horrible. All the stats on it are perfectly fine. Like all stats, damage, critical strike chance, damage reduction, all that's perfectly fine. Good stats. It's the second part of it is it's confusing because their bonuses are more potent. Uh, Potency doesn't really matter all that much. It's just, from my understanding, don't quote me on this. This is just additive. It's not actually going to double the potency. And also, it's just weird. It's confusing. I think it should be while your Spirit Hall choices match, and then put a colon. Your Spirit Hall bonuses and skills with the base damage. So the base Spirit skills do 20 times more damage, and then keep the other part about like costing less and then having cooldown reduction. I think that would make it far more viable, because there's a couple builds that use it for the most part. If you're doing a build that has a unique helm, which right now we're not, but I feel like that's going to change once all the nerfs come along and the bugs and stuff are fixed. But Harmony of Ebawaka, I think is how you pronounce that. It's just so much better than this right now. So that's just my opinion on that. But overall, it's not horrible. If they left it the way it is, there might be like one or two builds that use it, but I think more will use Harmony. Capel. So right now, absolutely busted. What it does, even without bugs, I think with this would just be best in slot for nearly anything. Obviously not things that aren't core skills, but um, yeah, I would actually nerf this, I think. Where it gives you max resource, I would put the max resource cap. It's 36 if it's a greater affix. I think it needs to be more like 30, just to take off some damage, like 30 to 32, and a non-greater affix be like 18 to 20. So this isn't even something that's like a buff. This is a nerf. I would also possibly do something other than velocity though. Maybe the thing that gives you vigor when you do a defensive skill or just something of that nature. Um, Velocity is fairly useless to me, in my personal opinion. Right now it's good because of a couple of like resource generation and resource cost reduction and all that, blah 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 blah. But I think next season, when that is inevitably fixed, this is not where it's at. Velocity anyway. The Rod of Capel will probably still be best in slot, but you know. I'm not gonna lie to you. This Band of the First Breath, there's nothing about it to even change. I think it's an absolutely horrible ring. I'm just throwing this in here because it does need to be changed, but at the same time, it's pretty freaking useless. I mean, maximum life, that's cool. It is a percentage, so that's nice, but it's not worth the ring slot, you know? Plus damage, flat damage, not worth. Auspicious is okay, but not really, because you have to not be hit, which just like, you know, we were in the beginning of this, we were putting rings in auspicious to gain barrier, but not gaining barrier for 5 seconds after you get hit, that's not good. And then lucky hit chance, so you have a barrier, so you get a little bit of additive lucky hit chance. Who cares, you know? And then its effect is useless. Evading consumes 1 stack of resolve to generate vigor, and then gain armor hides passive effect. If you care about resolve in your build to have spare resolve, which by the way, throwing away resolve for vigor isn't really good. You're going to be giving up damage for most builds, even after the patch. Even after they patch everything, it'll be giving up a little bit of damage for some builds. And if you care about resolve, you will already have Armored Hide's passive effect, because you will slap that on your skill bar, and when you use it, you will get max stacks of resolve. So, the whole part about it giving you Armored Hide's passive effect, get rid of that shit. It doesn't matter, right? Whole thing's useless. I don't know how to pronounce this, but Jenkins Shell, I think that's how it would be pronounced. Overall, it's really good. The only thing I would personally change on this is the damage reduction while injured, and I understand that they are trying to play into the whole spinning vigor heals you for your maximum life, and then your active cooldowns drain 10% of your life, so you're going to be injured a lot. No. If you play this, you're going to be like healing constantly. I think it just gets changed to flat damage reduction. To be injured, you have to have below 30% life, and yeah, it's just no. Other than that, though, it's perfectly fine. Okay, this thing right here, this, delete it. Freaking useless. I mean, +5 to all skills is cool. The stats themselves are good. Unfortunately, this is a glaive, and as long as redirect exists, you will not ever use a glaive, because even when that stuff's not bugged, getting 45% block chance and then using redirect, like, come on now. Anyway, and then also the effect is really bad. So. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about useless stuff because this and this exists as well, and we'll be here all day. Ring in the Midnight Sun. It's pretty good. I like the ranks to Mirage. It seems balanced, because if it had ranks to anything else, it would be even more broken. Damage to elites, that's fine. Attack speed's fine. Critical strike damage is fine. Critical strikes restore vigor, also fine. Gaining counterattacks passive is really good as well. This right here is perfectly fine. We already went over Capel. Wound Drinker, I think, is fairly useless, to be honest. I would also get rid of that. And then Scorn of the Earth is interesting. Using the Soar Vortex Evade build, it's fun. It's not super good. Right here where it says Soar deals increased damage and your Evade is now Soar, it's 10 to 15, it's 10 to 50 flat damage. It needs to be multiplicative, and then maybe you can make it work. Right now it only does damage because of the Eagle Spirit Hall, but it has potential. I think you make that damage multiplicative, and then maybe some other changes would help. And I Yeah, that is it for the unique specific to the Spiritborn. Um, let's go to the Paragon board because that'll be easiest. I need a little bit of a break from reading and my brain hurts. So, believe it or not, when it comes to the actual glyphs, I think they are all pretty good. I don't think anything really needs to be changed about them. Some of them aren't useful. Hubris is good right now, but it's not, outside of boosting the max on the sapping board, all the max resource. I don't, I mean, maybe there's a Thorns build. I'm not sure. Um, Hone is not really going to be used. I don't think getting a little bit of critical strike chance as the additional bonus isn't really worth all that. And getting flat damage for your Jaguar skills, you could just like put turf on, like. But overall, I think most of these are fine. But the actual board themselves, so drive. 10 meters is actually a pretty hefty distance, and without the bugged evade build, I don't really see you getting the max bonus from this. Like the stacking up to 10 times part. Um, I know that I see some builds still using it. And maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think this is very good, personally. Um, we'll see if I'm wrong on that. But I think if they want to keep it like this, they're going to have to either increase how much damage you do and have it stack less, or make it 5 meters instead. That's my personal opinion, though. Vicious Shield or Viscous Shield. I understand that right now it's bugged, but as it reads, it's good. It's good. It's not too broken, 33% at most. It'll definitely be like a staple board, right? But it's not overly busted if all it gives you is 33%. Where it makes it busted right now is that you're getting 1% per 12 HP. But that's a different, Again, I don't know anything about Thorns builds, but if it exists, it's good. I don't foresee. I don't know. I know that Barb had the whole Thorns thing going on for a little bit. Um, the Spiritborn doesn't strike me as a build that should just stand still and take getting hit, though. So I think this is useless, but for what it does, it's fine. Infighter, I think the damage needs to be more. Only getting 9% damage is not worth a glyph spot to me. The increased attack speed is nice. I know that Goblin uses it on his Orange Hulk build and stuff, but I think the damage could be stacking up to 10 times and be 2% increased damage. Most of the average on most things is going to be giving you 20% more damage, okay? And on the good ones like 30%. But anywho, Bitter Medicine, I don't see anybody using this. When you heal for 100% of your maximum life, deal X damage to close enemies. This damage is increased by your healing received bonus. Maybe there's going to be something when later. I don't really think this is good, but I don't know what I would change about it, because it's when you heal, you deal damage, which is okay. You only deal the damage to close enemies, and it seems like it's like an actual effect. Actually, I haven't looked into it, but if it's an actual effect that just like spurts out of you when you heal for 100% of your life, that's not very good. It just needs to give you damage. Revealing is good, dealing 30% increased damage to crowd controlled enemies. Keeps it balanced because, yes, it is 30%, but it doesn't work on bosses until you stagger them. And then up to a 30% chance to knock down vulnerable enemies is really good. It gives the like gorilla builds and stuff. The skill on the skill tree, one of the things is you deal extra damage to knock down enemies with gorilla skills, and this helps you get them knocked down without being too busted, in my opinion. Sapping, it's good, but you will always hit it. I don't understand what went through their brain, because as soon as you unlock the Spirit Hall, whatever spirit you choose in the primary Spirit Hall will always, it makes all of your skills the same spirit, so you will always hit it. I digress, though. I don't know what to change about it. I think it should be just like when you cast 3 skills of the same skill in a row or something, so that it, even that's easy. What am I saying? Just keep it. Convergence is good, but it needs to be worded different. You deal damage equal to 20% multiplicative of your 2 highest bonuses to damage types combined, up to 30% total. Even I don't fully understand that, and I play this game a lot. All right, it's a good effect, but change how it's worded. So believe it or not, though, I actually think that the skill tree itself is completely balanced. I could be wrong. Maybe something's on here that's so broken that I don't really think so. Once all the bugs are fixed, I think the skill tree itself is good. It's really good, actually. So yeah, I don't have any comments on the skill tree, which is surprising. I don't really have any comments on affixes either, like not affixes, but aspects. Most of them are pretty good. They're fairly balanced. Taking, get the bugs out of the way, of course. I'm just double checking that as I'm rambling, but I really don't. Yeah, like I really don't think anything's any more or less busted than the other classes would or wouldn't be. The main thing right now is you got that one aspect that double dips. You got redirected force and the block chance thing. But all that stuff is, again, bugs. And I am personally working on the assumption that anything that is a bug will be fixed. If not, then obviously some things are busted. Like interdiction. Hell, I don't even know if interdiction and the staff are necessarily a bug. Not the staff, but redirection. Yeah, redirection are a bug. I would assume so, because without interdiction, you don't go over 100% block chance, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If they do put a cap on block chance, I think this interdiction needs to have something below it that gets around that. So maybe you can't have not unlimited, but you can't have like over 200% block chance or whatever, 250, something like that. So you're not getting 5, 6, 700% block chance, right? But like more than double, but not more than triple. Triple would be the limit. And I don't think anything's inherently bad. Like some stuff isn't good, but they gotta. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they purposely have crap affixes, not affixes, crap aspects to make the other ones look better. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but they have to realize that some of this stuff is not good and it's not going to be used. Like this. Look at this. Gain thorns while channeling and 3 seconds after. Who the hell? What are you channeling? That matters about thorns. Anyway. I think that's it, though. We went over everything. Paragon. Yep. The board layouts are fine. These are fine. We went over the actual nodes, skill tree. Like I said, this video is a little short, but I genuinely think that all of this stuff is fairly balanced. Nothing is like overly broken, and to be honest, nothing is terribly bad. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway, so that is really it. We went over the uniques and stuff. This is what I think about the Spiritborn. These are the things I think need to be changed. And again, remember, everything assumes that everything gets fixed. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all the generic YouTube stuff. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time leveling up and stuff today. But we should get a video out on maybe some of the other classes or maybe some of the actual stuff in the game that needs to be changed. Who knows? But I'll catch you guys around.